Tom, rough weekend. First of all, Philando Castile case, folks were just shocked and stunned when a St. Paul jury deliberated for 4 days before finding Officer Geronimo Yanez not guilty on all charges in the death of Philando Castile. It was second-degree manslaughter. He also was acquitted of 2 counts of intentional discharge of a firearm that endangers safety. Now, the police department said he is going to be fired for that, but he's likely going to fight that. Many of us were just stunned when we saw the Facebook Live video that was shot by his girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds. Their child was in the back seat, and it was unbelievable. And she joins us right now via phone from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Diamond, good morning.
Diamond,
you there? All right, folks, is Diamond there?
Good morning.
Yes,
you can't hear me.
there she
yes,
is.
now, Diamond, there we got you. Diamond, first and foremost, just your reaction to this jury's decision where many people were just sure that this officer was going to be found guilty.
It was horrifying hearing the final verdict. I was not aware of what was going to happen. And once we found out that the officer was found not guilty, it was just horrifying. It was devastating. It was just a gruesome experience that I had to go through, a traumatic experience my daughter had to go through, and a horrifying experience that the world had to see for themselves. So for us not to get justice, it's heartbreaking.
It was also just difficult because, again, very few officers ever found not guilty. He was the first officer in Minnesota history who was tried in the death of someone. And what is still is amazing is that here was a guy who was licensed to carry, and this officer still fired and could have killed you and your daughter.
Absolutely. I just don't see where in the history of mankind that a man, a human being, could do something so horrifying and not be held accountable. It's just so sad the world we live in today.
I want to play this for you. This was one of the jurors, what he had to say about what took place in that jury room.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting.
Guys, do we have that? Can y'all play it, please? Okay. Can we play it now? Okay, all right. So let me know when we have that. Larry Rogers, you're the attorney for Diamond. So on the civil side, is there anything happening moving forward? Larry Rogers?
Yes, can you hear me, Roland?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's next on the civil side?
Well, they have withheld a lot of the evidence from us pending the criminal trial. Now we've issued our request to get all that information. But what's most amazing about this is we have not only Diamond's videotape of what happened that day, but the dash cam video. And when you see that evidence, Roland, it's really jarring, and it's inconceivable how this jury found this officer's actions to be excusable. There's absolutely no justification for what he did. Philando was doing absolutely the right thing. He went above and beyond when he informed the officer that he had a weapon, and the officer did not take the right steps. He was a scared man with a weapon, and he discharged it at Philando when Philando did absolutely nothing wrong.
There were lots of protests over the weekend. Minneapolis Pastor Danny Givens, folks were out in the streets. Are we going to see more protests, more pressure applied to the prosecution, applied to police to try to get justice for Philando Castile?
Absolutely.
Diamond, go ahead, and then I'm going to go to Pastor Givens. Diamond, go ahead.
I feel as though the protesting shouldn't stop. The people need to come together. When I went out there to march, there was more white people than black people, and our black people are not supporting us enough. We need to join forces and stand for something, or we're going to constantly keep falling for nothing.
Pastor Danny Givens with Black Lives Matter of Minneapolis.
Yes, thank you for having me on, sir.
Will the protest continue?
Black Lives Matter, Minneapolis has definitely been organizing and will continue to put pressure. There's a number of different folks and activists that are on the ground that are organizing and representing. I know Diamond talked about a number of white folks that have been coming out to protest. And the reality is that it's safer for white folks to protest than it is for black folks. Black folks aren't necessarily as confident to protest up here. If you remember the Jamar Clark, when they shot 5 of our protesters and basically gave Scarcella a slap on their hand for it. So black folks aren't as apt to come out because it's not safe for us to be out.
The mother of Philando Castile was very upset by what took place. Super Dave, I know you have the audio ready. Can you go ahead and play that for us to hear Philando Castile's mother express her outrage?
My son loved this city, and this city killed my son, and the murderer gets away. We have taken steps forward. People have died for us to have these rights, and now we're devolving. We're going back down to 1969. Damn! What is it gonna take? I'm mad as hell right now.
Tom, I can tell you I was in Miami for the American Black Film Festival, and I was leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, and a police officer, a 23-year veteran, walked up to me. This is a cop, Tom. He said, Roland, when in the hell are cops going to go to jail for killing black folks who are wrong? Wow. This was a 23-year cop.
I asked Sean King what's the count, and he said there have been over 1,700 people killed, and so far 0 convictions. 0, none, nada.
Larry Rogers, that's what continues to anger people. But this is what I told the officer, Larry, and I hated to say it. I said, until we see a handful of white folks shot and killed by cops, the law will not change. A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.